Joining us now is Donald Trump's campaign manager, Paul Manafort, who is in Southampton, New York this morning. Mr. Manafort, I want to start with Kaiser Khan, who spoke at the Clinton convention and talked about sacrifice, said Donald Trump had not sacrificed anything. What's the final response from the Trump campaign to that?
Look, I mean, this is not Mr. Khan, Mr. Trump and all of us, give him our sympathy and empathy for the loss of his son. I mean, that was a real tragedy. The issue is not Mr. Khan and Donald Trump. The issue really is, radical Islamic jihad and the risk to the American homeland. That's the issue. I mean, all the lives lost in the war over there are tragedy, and we all are sorry for it. But what Mr. Trump has talked about, and what really should be the discussion here today, is how do we protect our homeland from refugees coming in from areas that are unsafe. And Mr. Trump has made it very clear for months now that he believes there needs to be a temporary suspension from those areas until we can have a system that can process it. That's the issue. And the second part of that issue is to remember that all of these lives who were lost needlessly were lost because of a war that didn't have to be. I mean, the Iraq situation when President Obama and Secretary Clinton took office in January of 2009 was a totally different world than it is today. But because of their failed leadership and mistakes they made, including Secretary Clinton, as Secretary of State, ISIS arose, the Middle East destabilized, the war in Syria developed. All of this is what we should be talking about. Mr. Khan went through an enormous loss. That we all are sorry for that. He isn't the issue. The issue is that the American people are focusing on, and really the media needs to be focused on, is to focus on American homeland security and how to prosecute the war against ISIS.
I hear what you're saying now, but when Mr. Trump was asked about this, the second thing he brought up was that Mr. Khan's wife didn't say anything. Why did he think that was important to bring up right away?
Look, again, these are Clinton talking points.
But Paul, he brought that up right away. That was Mr. Trump's answer.
But the focus was not on where it needed to be on the part of the questionnaire. What needs to be focused on is why are we at risk? What is the war all about? I could get into all of the issues that Mr. Khan as Mr. Trump can, but he is not the issue. We all feel sorry for what he went through. We have to stop the risk of radical jihad. That's what the focus is. And frankly, in her acceptance speech at the convention, Mrs. Clinton, her policy to do that was simply regurgitating the exact policy of the Obama administration, and there's nothing different there. Nothing new is going to happen. Mr. Trump has said, we're going to do it differently. And that's what we should be talking about, not Mr. Khan and his tragedy. I mean, just like, for example, if you want to get into that narrative, why aren't we talking about the victims who spoke at the Republican convention who lost their loved ones to illegal immigrant criminals that shouldn't have been here? But we're not talking about that.
Yeah, right? It's a good point. Patricia Smith, who lost a son in Benghazi, did speak at the Republican convention. I think the distinction people would say is Hillary Clinton then didn't talk about Patricia Smith or in the way that Mr. Trump talked about Mrs. Khan. I think that would be the distinction.
Well, Mr. Trump was asked about Mr. Khan. He didn't raise Mr. Khan. I mean, the point Mr. Trump continues to focus on is we need to focus on protecting our homeland security. That's the issue, not the tragedy of the Khan family.
Let me ask you about that important question. The reason this came up is the question of the ban on temporary Muslim immigration. Mr. Trump now talks about a territorial system stopping people coming in from places with territories where there is terrorism. He also talks about extreme vetting. But is it still the case that in that extreme vetting, the first criteria would be whether someone is a Muslim, or has that changed?
Well, first of all, we've been talking about the geographic suspension for months now. This is nothing new. He announced it in his foreign policy speech at the National Press Club 3 months ago, and he's been consistently talking about it since. I mean, what the focus is the region and anybody who wants to come in. That's the issue. Who they are, what their religion is, isn't the subject. The key is we need to have a system that allows us to understand who's coming in from these terrorist activity areas. In Syria, we have no idea. And the Obama administration has not seemed to be bothered by that. Secretary Clinton doesn't seem to be bothered by that. Mr. Trump is.
Let me ask about the presidential debates. Will Donald Trump participate in the presidential debates?
He said he wants to participate in it, but just like we discovered in the hack of the DNC, Mrs. Clinton likes low audiences watching her debates. That's what she conspired for, to keep Bernie Sanders from getting a large audience. Mr. Trump said, I want to debate. I will do 3 debates, but I want it to be the maximum audience. So we're going to sit down with the commission in the next week or so, and we're going to start talking to them. And we want to make sure that we have a broad audience understanding, is watching the debates, so that they can get an understanding of the difference between, Mrs. Clinton trying to define herself as a change agent, and Mr. Trump, who will be defining his programs that will really end the gridlock.
Do you question the independence of the commission that set up the dates for the debate, though? They haven't contacted the parties or campaigns.
No, not at all. We're just simply saying that our position is going to be, we want the maximum audience participation. That's all.
Let's switch to Russia briefly here. Does Donald Trump think that Russia is a threat to America's national security interests?
Well, I think Mr. Trump has said on the campaign trail the biggest threat is failed leadership on the part of Obama and Clinton. As far as Russia or China or Syria or ISIS, they're all threats. And he has said that he will have a robust policy that will put American interests first, make America safe. And he believes that strong leadership with clarity of vision will keep a lot of the uncertainty in the world in a better place. I mean, ironically, the point he was trying to make last week, which was ignored or taken off of the Clinton narrative, was that here we are in the United States with 33,000 missing emails that the FBI can't have access to, and most likely because of the unsecure nature of the server in Clinton's home, foreign countries probably have access to those 33,000 emails. Who knows what secrets are in there? It's an example of the clumsiness and the lack of putting personal interest by Secretary Clinton ahead of America's national security interests.
But House Speaker Paul Ryan's spokesman said Russia is a global menace led by a devious thug. Is that something Donald Trump would disagree with, do you think?
I think Mr. Trump has made it very clear. He views Russia to be somebody that we need to be firm with, and he has defined that he would put American interests first in dealing with Russia, and as well as any other country. I mean, to get into what his specific words are, he said them. I mean, he views Russia as a foreign power that has its own interest at stake, and we, the United States, have to put America's interests first.
All right, Paul Manafort, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you, John.